Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Assalamu Akbar, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Yes, my mothers of the human race, my mothers of the human race, I say Akbar, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Yes, my mothers, we are going to go and look at the academia, the fraternity of academia, as well as your health as living human beings and mothers especially. In that very beautiful interpretation, what does life means to you? A mother who has a 3-year-old little girl, or a 2-month-old little girl, or a boy, and then we put the same question to the world of academics. There are academia, there are people who are called neurologists, there are people who are called physicians, and so many of them in the industry of health. They created an industry which we call health industry, which looks after institution, which looks after the well-being of human beings, especially those they deem that they need care. However, before I do interpret this ayah, I'm going to lift off and go above the moon, or past the moon, and I see there somewhere where nobody can see me, and I'll explain why. My people, mothers, especially mothers, we are looking at the Magna Carta and the interpretation of the article of your dignities and beauty and integrities of the human race, or the human being. The integrities, your dignities, your health, as well as the beauty of what life means to you as an 8-year-old grandma, to you as a 4-year-old boy, or an 8-year-old girl, or a mother who has a 3 or 5-year little boy, toddler, or a little girl. One of the most important things is that when I started interpreting these ayahs, I did explain to you things that men whom we say who are in the academics, men like professors or who teach other people medicine and what have you. There are things that he had no clue whether those things existed. Things that the moon, the nearest celestial body, the sister whatever to mother planet Earth, is the nearest celestial body, or which is the moon, the nearest, which is a sister to mother planet Earth. If you're to travel to the moon, you will find that it's a desert which there's nothing you can grow there. There are no plantations, there's nothing. Why is it there? Why is it there? The question we're going to ask. When I started interpreting these ayahs, I told the human race that the moon has a stake in the well-being of every human being on Mother Planet Earth, especially mothers. Especially mothers. A mother is a female creation which carries a creation in her womb for 9 months. The moon is there to ensure that every red and white blood cell in that female creation are in par with the gravity dynamics, reproductive dynamics, growth dynamics, and everything of that, that which interprets life. That if a woman was to become pregnant or to go into to start what we call a menstrual period, reproductive cycle, menstrual period, it's the moon which takes data in a period of 25 days to 26 days. That time, a moon collects data every minute, 3 times, which these people who say the people from Zaire, the people from Zaire, that they study medicine, their professors, they have no clue about that. So the moon collects data. These on every red blood cell in the human body, of which if I was to ask any of these men who said they are gangs of criminals who attacked me a few days ago because they working for pharmaceutical, whatever, they are crazy. So I said to them, if you want to know what it means to be a mother, because we've seen the moon has a stake in every whatever of a woman. Mother Planet too has a stake and has a copy of very beautiful interpretation of what if a creation was taking place in a mother's womb. Mother Planet will know that this person was born on this day, and she will travel to such and such a place, and she will find something there. That's when I said it has a copy of the cadre of everything that Allah created in terms of contribution to the well-being of human beings. Whereas the academia of human beings knows nothing. They know nothing. All they know is to say family planning. Yes, you put this deadly whatever that crushes your every beauty of life in you and takes all the whatever spoiled and sick gravity electrodynamics in your body, and we close it inside there, and we give you what we call family planning. We can give you an injection, or we can give you tablets, whichever way they want to do it. So Allah says, human beings, mothers, when I take you to be under what you call a reproductive genetic illustration and interpretation of your existence and beauty to life, that means whenever you go into a reproductive menstrual cycle, the gravity is different. That's why some of the gravity, whatever dynamics is different. Some of the blood cells or the whatever in your body cannot support if anything was to be created in your body. That's why what comes out of you as blood is supposed to come out, because if it stays inside you, it will kill you. It will kill you slowly by slowly. That way it is kind of causing a genetic fault. A genetic fault of which when men found out that this is happening, they went into what's called genetic laundering. Genetic laundering. So you wash up, when you enter the field of genetic laundering, you know what happens? There's a time that your genetics can be depleted. That one which you laundered, because before you started laundering, you made someone take what you call family planning tablets, which are poisons, which altered all mechanisms and all dynamics and all gravity connection to the beauty of life. So you are dead the day you take any tablet or injection that stops you from having menstrual periods. As a woman, now I'll transfer that to the Magna Carta interpretation. The mother who drafted that act was my mother, a beloved mother, a very, very special mother, a beloved mother, on which some of the few men who were out there, they said, yeah, we use that as a foundation to protect the dignities that is left of that we should never go back to war or bloodshed of one another. So that has how, if you are to enter the genetics world or the world of health, there are so many things that these criminals you call the Zaire people, the Rwanda people, the Uganda, whatever, they're very sick. They have them titles, I'm a professor, I'm whereas there are men who are there to destroy and laundering. And that's why I said, my European children, do not allow laundering in your countries. Anything you launder becomes a disease that goes around the other pocket and comes our back through when it takes you to the hospital. You enter hospital and then the laundering begins again. You enter the hospital to get rid of a certain disease, and the laundering of your genetic or the destruction of your genetics continues, on which Allah says, do not adulterate any of your genetic structures, as that's the only security you have as living human beings. When you conjecture things or curriculums that are destroying every bit of life and existence, both in your bodies as well as into the mother, which we call the mother nature, then my children or creations of human beings, what do you want me to do? To look at you while you destroy yourself, or want me to say, human beings, put your houses in order. Do not allow criminals who do not know anything about life to interpret the beauty of life to you. A mother, and I told you, a mother can tell you what life means. If she had a baby 2-3 days ago, if the baby cries, she'll run to see why the baby cries. She'll check whether the baby has urinated. She'll do anything what a man cannot do, and he will not know what to do. In that very whatever, the mother feeds the baby too with the milk from her breast. Those are the men now who have littered this planet with dirty theologies, criminality, hard crime, weapons, and all sorts of hazards in both little boys and little girls' brains, as if that if any of those little girls or little boys watch that whatever of criminality, sometimes they think, yes, I belong to such a gang. Do you really? Do you know what life is? And that's why I tell you, you as an individual, as a mother, my advice to you to take your children who sat in your womb, under your heart, to be very, very precious, beautiful things that if you guide them properly, yes, they will be, the one day they will sit near to Allah and celebrate the beauty of life. If you let them go and you send them to the gangs of sex predators on the streets, yes, sometimes whatever pain they go through, it kind of hits you like a ton of brick, both on your head as well as in your heart, because you told a lie and you did not know which way to go. I tell you which way to go. Each and every girl, each and every boy that you produce, tell them they are true religion. And it's obligation to look after life. Those who do not know what life is, they will not manufacture nuclear weapons and say, yes, when that explodes, it's mesmerizing, isn't it? When I use an assault rifle, it's mesmerizing. No, that is sick. That's disease. That's when you are drunk, one foot in hell, one foot at the other one is following, and you are drowning in the abyss of extinction. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Human beings, the doors of extinction, I did try to make them shut, and I pushed them and said, please, my people, don't open this door. It might kind of look very somehow ugly and very confusing. Yes, if you open those doors, some of them, once they are open, they can only shut when the criminals have been erased from existence. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar.